calm down a bit and just play your game, whereas your opponent gets gradually more and more frustrated.
Well, I might have actually been wrong about the knife advantage, as it appears we do.
It's only the first map, I think.
It's only the first map. Okay. So we have that in the years as well. So it's only the first map they had the side advantage, which means they have to do it the old-fashioned way here. And it looks like they're going to do it anyway.
So they'll get their way. Kio's going to be the last to drop.
So we get to start up into the main round. Remember as well, guys, subscribe to the channel. Twitch is up and working. Hopefully, it'll remain that way. And at the end of this grand final, we will be giving away that awesome knife. But you must be subbed, be in the channel, and be ready to rock and receive rewards galore. And of course, you support the tournament. $2.50 goes to the prize pool, increasing it. I don't actually know what we're up to.
Goals. Yeah, we got those goals. So if you get $125,000 total for the prize pot, we do get one-on-ones. You can vote on who you want to see in those one-on-ones at DreamHack Bucharest.
And $150K?
We get the All-Star game, anyone included. Us as well, God forbid.
Yeah.
That would be...
Mercy, buddy, please.
The anti-All-Star game.
Yeah. Just All-Stars versus the casters in the panel. We're like, oh, no. Like, we thought those 16 rounds before were pretty brutal. All right, so EnVyUs, how they start this one up by getting completely scouted out by allu. At least happy with the flank. He's able to get some level of damage out, but this push up from EnVyUs is being completely shut down at the top mid. Xizt going huge, taking out 3 just by himself, revealing the bomb, and Happy is the last remaining player here. Back down on the T-stairs, and in fact, he'll drop down to Xizt. So Xizt grabbing 4 at the start. In fact, he actually got an ace. That was the full 5.
He got all 5. Great play from him. Awesome start to this. Xizt doesn't always have the greatest pistol rounds either, so...
Well, they kind of walked into him. We had no other choice right there.
No, for sure, but he hit the shots. That was the important part. So that starts it off well. No frag money even going the way for... Well, I guess 1 for Happy. That's it, but otherwise not a lot at all.
Here comes that push-up second mid. NiP's still got 2 in the crossfire here. The smoke's crossing out. Xizt opens up again. Taking out Smiths.
He's got so much money. He went straight for that M4, so he was able to hold that easily. He's just going to have to be careful not to drop it, but Forrest coming down bananas made easy work of the rest of the players.
And GetRight's able to scout out Happy, who tried to push himself out through apartments. So it's been a pretty quick and efficient round. Forrest going to look to get the 3rd. He'll be able to do so if he wants. We can also grab that Tech 9 out of their hands. And that's going to be 2 rounds very quickly going the way of NiP, but I've seen this story before. It was a little bit different because they were playing T's.
I do believe I agree with you on that. This is still not comfortable, as we've seen. NiP's got to go all the way with this. They're going to go for the shotgun allu, so he's going to head actually toward A with it. He'll play up close on the corner at the top of middle. Xizt will play the opposite side of the crossfire. That leaves GetRight toward apartments. Like we said, they've switched things up, so it's double F for NiP. Forrest and Friberg over at B.
I like how Kio's trying to find these kills. Just a strafe shoot with the Tech 9. Doesn't have to stop at all, just tries to pick the gap. And now they'll move themselves over to B. The defense is fairly far up, sitting on top of the sandbags. There's in fact Forrest in close with the small SMG. Now to pick up 1 before getting breached through. Friberg taking 1, taking 2, and he did pick up that Tech 9, using it against the T's. Only 1 remaining player, and that's going to be Kio, and allu trying to finish him off, and he will in fact do it with a Nova. And he saves the Tech 9 for his team. 3 rounds to Ninjas in Pajamas, but we get our first buy round out for EnVyUs now.
And Forrest is going to be the first to pick up the AWP. Where's his spawn? Just let me take a peek as I get tossed over to the T side. I think he's got the close-up. Yeah, no, actually, I take it back. He's heading over toward B. He was on the far right. It was GetRight who was in the front. Well,
it's the one place that EnVyUs haven't really pushed up. Like, they've tried second mid, they've tried mid, they've tried this slow kind of pick. So they might just be expecting EnVyUs to do that quick B peek at least. Not a push, just a peek.
And in response to the fact that Forrest is there, Xizt went to support that AWP in case they got up close with it. So he'd still hold the choke point, but then he immediately rotates out. They'll smoke it deep. So Friberg will push up further into the archway in behind those pillars, and Forrest will also join A. So a great defensive rotation from NiP right here.
Yeah, they've managed to hold it up nicely. EnVyUs has taken so much chip damage trying to breach in. GetRight's going to stay alive at as far back as possible. He's only got 5 HP available.
Problem is they haven't gone all the way into A yet, so Xizt is going to fall back over to Arch side. This will give allu the chance to fall back over to B if they wanted to, but SmithZz finds the first kill, so now they'll commit to A. allu's going to have to be careful. NBK's still lurking back at B to keep Friberg busy, and actually they're going to take that invitation, so allu's going to have to guess correctly here and rotate out.
Friberg can call this in time. Yeah, here comes the rotation. He's going straight down the speedway already, and the push comes in, but Friberg gets picked by the moving in NBK. To take a lot of damage on the way in still, but they've got the live point advantage.
Oh, that's a very aggressive peek from allu. There's no one else even around, so they aren't even going to go for this retake.
Nope.
Great read by Team EnVyUs to go back on that. That smoke that covered off CT did mean that Friberg called for that rotation, but no one else showed up other than allu.
Happy's actually hunting for the kills. He's moving up through mid past the hay
Right's only
bales.
got 5 HP as well, so this could go poorly for him.
Yeah, he needs to get as far away as possible with that AWP. But then again, hello! And that actually means if they want to, AWP can go to them. It looks like they're going to stick with the AKs for now. Xizt will at least hold the M4. So yeah, first round on the board for EnVyUs. Is this the start of 16? I'm not going to say yes.
I'm not going to say no. Actually, I am going to say no. I can't see that happening twice. That was unformidable circumstances.
Alright, so, EnVyUs. Again, we're going to see this second mid push. Flashes over the top. No quick movement into Boiler from NiP this time around. But they are going to watch towards the mid. So the smokes come in, and Array the pick Xizt. He doesn't get the opening frag. So they take him out. One player is being pulled off B, but already... Okay, he stops that movement. Friberg's coming back. Because Team EnVyUs went down, and now they're going to dummy it again, moving back up through the mid. They have to look to the left. That's where allu is currently waiting. He grabs one, and then will finally drop down. And the speedway run again from Friberg. He spent most of his time just on the treadmill this round.
Yeah, long rotation and then a little bit late as well. So Get Right is going to have to
Loves
hold.
this
We've
corner.
seen that corner use from him so many times. There's 2 already, and he's going to have to be a magician and find more. He's got the
he got
time
3.
bought out. Friberg actually got
him.
that one, but he bought the time for the rotators, and now Get Right gets kioshima. So well played from him to hold this site. How many 3Ks to this guy's name over the career? My goodness, he's so good in those spots in that type of moment. So he holds it on, and that's going to give them 4 rounds.
Does anyone else in the scene use that spot?
I think he's the only one to use it in that circumstance. Sometimes you'll see it post-plant, but he held on to it defensively there and read them very well to know that they were coming arch side.
The fact that he got the early pick as well, like you take that pick, there's no one else to come up through the right flank, and then he goes focus on the outside. We saw him use it when they played the T side. Because you know that retake is going to have to come in from library area, and that's where that position is the strongest. Because if they are coming from that area, you're fairly well exposed. But for now, the T's get right, perfect position. Takes out SHOX, can't take out Happy, however, but allu caught EnVyUs looking the wrong direction as this was there to help out. Flashes up, tries to go for that pick, able to get it to Happy, the last man left alive, but the bomb is stranded in mid. And he's completely blind as a bat. Relying on Sonar to see Friberg see that through that smoke. Down to 7 HP. Friberg finishes the job. 5-1. We're not seeing a repeat of our first map.
The one thing allu's got to be careful of is that every time he's got a kill, he's been immediately traded. And if he goes out too soon and doesn't have someone to cover off the gap he's going to leave, that's going to leave an opportunity for them to take Arch in the case of where he's playing. That time he was lucky enough to get the bomb planter before dropping down, but had Friberg not been able to stay on that rotation quick enough, they would have potentially been able to swarm the 2 players. Get Right over at the A site, so he's got to be careful. This time it's going to be Xizt holding off on the left side of top middle, and he's already going to get one. That SHOX down. The smoke came out just a little bit too late to hold him off, so it's allu over on the Boiler side, and this time he's going to get one for free. He won't get traded away, and over at B, meanwhile, Forrest is just doing damage through that smoke. Pistol kill onto SmithZz.
Yeah, MBK is able to find one, and he's revealed his position. Poor little Keo, though. He took damage from 2 separate nades as he was trying to move up through mid. So it leaves MBK on 22 HP. Xizt is moving up now to try and just shut him down, allowing his weakened CT to hide behind the sandbags. And they're picking up as many of these Tech 9s as possible. 6 rounds to 1 in favor of NiP. They're starting to run away with this. But
Wow,
EnVyUs,
let's not say that.
I'm not saying they're
We
fully
were
ahead.
at 5-1 the last game, and look what happened. So
Yeah. But at this point, I'm also seeing EnVyUs with a pretty heavy buy. SmithZz is saving a little bit, just so going for the Tech 9.
A heavy buy and nothing left. They've bought deep into it as well. So
I think SmithZz is the only one with the extra cash.
yeah, only 1350 though, so not even much to speak of. Happy's looking for this lucky shot toward Boiler. Get Right's already pushed past it. He's on the stairwell.
And so deep on the defense on B for NiP.
Very passive. They didn't get enough presence out early, but they're going to hold off. Oh, no, they're not. It's actually going to be NBK who gets the kill on Forest. Not normally the man who's there. It's normally Keo, but look at this push through. That flash came out just in time to catch out Friberg. So they've got control of the site. They've got smokes off on both connection points. And the the rotations in the form of Xizt and Get Right are late. So the bomb's gone down. Allu's going to try and get aggressive. Just wait things out on the other side of that smoke over toward construction.
Yeah, they
back in behind the sandbags, actually.
Keo got the perfect vision right now on the truck. Xizt sprays up a little bit. He's using the flash as well as the nades try and clean it out. And his nade does manage to pick off SHOX. But it's still a 3-on-4 situation. And the CTs are, in fact, not going to try and battle up against this. Force the T's to move back down Banana and just save their weapons for now.
Yeah, and they're all out Banana. Allu's going to have to be careful here. He's down. He lost it.
Whoops.
So that's a gun dropped as well.
Yeah, but NiP still have a fair amount of money. In fact, allu just buys a straight AWP with armor. He's not waiting for anything. So we want to look towards this mid pick. Who's got the first spawn, though? Like
It's actually
Xizt the open.
Yeah, allu was actually the furthest away from mid-spawn, so he'll be slightly late getting there. The good news is that the T's also had fairly deep spawns, so he could be there on the corner if he wanted to be, but he's not. They're actually going to go in toward Banana before he even gets around the corner. Happy's lurking over at alt mid. They can still deal with him, but the high smoke from NiP means they've got to play a passive B at this point.
Yeah, that's all we need to do. Nade, smoke, keep the cover there, allow Forest to stand, and force the T's to walk through. I think Forest is about, in fact, yeah, okay, there's a little bit of a battle on that side. And Xizt holding up inside of the cubby. Still two players right on top. It's just MBK making the noise over on top Banana. But the push is going to come from EnVyUs into mid, bouncing the nades off the corner. Xizt just trying to spray through the smoke up a little bit. There's a little bit of return fire into him taking out his armor. And they breached up through top, but they say, you know what, we haven't got any kills. Let's go back to B. But NiP, they've still got the defense here. Was that actually a smoke nade flying over? Nope, not yet. They're going to need to. Happy sitting in mid. So he's become, again, this distraction man. As the breach is coming into B right now. Already, the Molotov's Friberg with the flash is trying to blind him up. Perfectly done as well. I've had to burn up quite a hell of a lot of life points to get in here. Into Cubby Friberg to try and get the crossfire between the arch areas. Xizt, check the left. And he's going to. But it's a 3-on-2 situation. Quite heavily into the T's. As the spray comes in. Happy. He's flanking. Look from behind. He's going to find Xizt. It's all up to Get Right, who's in the lower part of Banana.
1-on-3. How many times have we seen it? He's late getting there, though. That bomb's been down for about 10 seconds at this point.
They heard him.
Yeah, and they know he's there.
MBK's
watching. Low. They're actually all quite low, so that's the first one easily. Good headshot from Get Right, but look at the crossfire. Yeah, he knows it. He's out of there. Hightailing it back out. Going to save the M4. So 3 rounds now for EnVyUs.
He wants to stick around to get the pick off on SHOX. He doesn't want to let the T's have any kind of weapons. He's got enough life points to survive, though. It's
yes,
enough.
He should
it's
now.
enough.
Yeah, he should from there. Yep.
But is he moving back for the A?
There's actually quite a bit of a damage reduction at that slight little kink in the Banana, if I'm not mistaken. So he just got deep enough. I think he was probably fine either way, but I'd have to check out the damage points from the bomb plant again.
M4's flying everywhere for NiP. It'll end up in the hands of Get Right, allu, as well as Xizt. Forest, the man having to sack himself by the looks of it. And a heavy push coming up mid. EnVyUs keeping their backs turned as they move up. Xizt unable to capitalize on this. He'll get brought down. Now the push arrives. Arch side, allu defends one. Can't take out, however, Keo. But Friberg here to do the job. He knows he took out SHOX, means there's still one more on arch side. MBK battling against the truck is Get Right defending it quite strongly.
Such a hard shot to hit over that truck. It really is. Get Right stuck around for almost too long there, but still they just can't hit that over the hood.
Forest so quickly coming back to B.
Oh, get right. Good play by him. Catches out Keo. That's bomb. And they've also got Happy at top banana, so now it's just NBK left. He's on 34 life points, as you say. And get right's going to kill him. So
Hey,
they had
I
folks
stopped
secure
saying
the
that a
bomb.
lot. I stopped saying that a lot.
I know. Homage to Toby Wan. I just had to get it in there.
I like that move from Forest. He really read that, just that roaming B player that could come from behind. Read it perfectly, got there at the perfect time, and actually slowed down at the perfect time as well. So he couldn't be read, that movement couldn't be read. Also don't know why they just fired off Tech 9 shots into Happy, so he's already down in life. SmithZz will join him after copying a nade to the face. And the push is heavily coming up mid. They get to the top, and they're going straight in. The flashes, blinding him up a little bit. In fact, that's almost a bit of a team flash as well. Get right, brought down inside the pit. 4 players from the T's, however, down to half of their HP. Here they come. Forest should be able to take out Happy right now. But they got to retake the site. A 3-on-2 situation. Flashes and smoke. Friberg still got a small little corner where he might be able to see MBK. MBK, in fact, using the flash to give himself that cover. SHOX down the back. NiP literally standing on top of each other at the moment, but Forest opens up.
And they've smoked him off. He's going to have to play it from truck, so it's a predictable angle. They need to get on this defuse right now, though. It's planted default. SHOX is going to do this. He's easily got it because Friberg's got no HP. They needed to get on that bomb immediately, and they just didn't do it. It was a predictable angle for SHOX. I'm surprised they played him direct like that. He would have had to come around the backside of the truck to get a clear shot at the diffuser.
Yeah. So now we're in a position where EnVyUs have the money, and NiP are forced to just go pistols. A smoke as well as a flashbang, that's all that Forest will have to try and hold the top of Banana. Well, they rely on this early push up through Boiler. Xizt can't find those opening frags. He's got support from Get Right, so they get the crossfire. Get Right's able to claim 1 in the hand, which has been in the Keo. The rotation's coming so quickly. The T's on the site. Get Right's going to be dropped. Allu as well. No time to even let off 1 shot. And MBK mops him up. So 7-5.
And they're starting to get the rounds now. 4 of the last 5. So that also means that that round came right in the middle of it. There's no money bonus for NiP. And they're going to force it out. 1 P90 for Friberg, 2 FAMAS, and 2 M4A1s. Forest and Xizt holding on to those, and they'll go back to Forest and Friberg over at B. No smokes coming out. They've got 1 to work with, but already Happy's trying to push up. Smith's going to find out allu, though. That's a good kill, because now you're going to divide your defense.
In fact, EnVyUs aren't entirely sure exactly where they want to take this bomb. They'll bring it up their mid, then they switched it back over towards the B site. So they throw smokes as well as some nades over towards the mid. And they will try and come up to B. There is still that boost up. So they have to be careful. Forest from up on high, turns his back, a lot of flashes. How much damage can he do from here? He's waiting for them to come out, takes out 1, looking for the second, he takes him 2. But there's only 2 players left for NiP to try and do a retake. Get right a little bit too late. And can't find any picks, and if Xizt tries to run down the middle, well, Happy saw him, and Happy will kill him. Yeah, it's just Get Right with that FAMAS. Coming up through construction into the garden. And he's dead. Bump. So EnVyUs almost leveling the score up again.
NiP's known for T side, but they're also known for not doing enough to give themselves a chance on the CT side. Thorn said it recently in a video. They almost have to play spectacular and limit their mistakes on the defense. Well, they're giving up a lot of rounds right now. EnVyUs found a way through them. They need to put a stop to that. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to do much with pistols. Just hold on to these choke points. It's going to be Xizt and Get Right, and they're actually spreading out over at the A side. And Get Right's back in the apartments. He's going to fall back to the site now and try and hold it. But look at this grouping right now from EnVyUs. They're just holding both truck side and arch with the crossfire, and it's SmithZz that's looking for that shot with the op. So no one can even peek them.
And NiP are actually predicting that EnVyUs is coming to the B side. There's only 1 player left over on A. So they're stacking against Happy. And Forest, he's peeking. I don't know if he couldn't see Happy's shoulder enough. So he's coming in closer for a better look. And Happy, spray, perfect. Forest will drop. They're chasing him down further. But because the battle's already started over there, now the rest of EnVyUs have gone on to the A side. Plant to go down. So they did manage to kill off Happy, so there's an AK in the hands here of Friberg. Well, that's lost. It looks like it's, well, allu. Just get a revenge frag more than anything else. Okay,
Gets
maybe
another.
more than something else.
So that gives him the opportunity to push out and grab that AK as well, as we saw. So he'll grab that.
Are they going to save?
Xizt might be able to get that second AK. There's another one down there too, so he'll pick that up. So they'll get 2 AKs for it, and we'll head into the last round. 7-7 going to be the score. It would be awesome to see NiP come out 8-7, because if they go down and lose out this first half against EnVyUs, they're going to have to play absolutely lights out. Otherwise, this is going to be over in 2.
Terrorists win.
So let's see how it goes. Last half. Buy it if you got it right now. As much as you can achieve. Nothing but rifles for NiP. Play in as close as you possibly can. And they will be still doing the standard 2B, 3 over to A. EnVy, they've basically been given the mid multiple times. This time though, allu throwing a rather aggressive nade down mid. Doing some chip damage to SmithZz. In fact, 3 of the players. We're not too happy with going up through mid. They do have SHOX in through boiler room, however. But they're letting him have it. Forest from sandbags. Defense against 1. Wants to jump himself back. Took a little bit of chip for it. With a Molotov. Yeah, he has to get all the way out of there. It is going to stop EnVyUs from instantly pushing up. And in fact, they don't want to. They're back towards the mid. But Ninjas in Pajamas, they never rotated the player over to B. So they've still got 1 arch side in the hands of being allu. Flashes fly high. And the bounce off again. Looking for that opening. Allu just sprays a little bit. Again, more tags, moving back for the rest of his team.
GetRight's trying to time this with this flash from the balcony. He's going to pop that out. That gives Xizt a bit of a chance to peek, but no one's coming around the corner just yet. Now they do. Great shot. That's 1 down. Xizt holding off. Another one for him over the back of the truck. Well held. Normally that's Forrest that plays that spot, but with the change up, Xizt is the one that's there this round, and look at GetRight coming around the corner. So they do get that 8th round. They will close out with just 1 round the advantage in the half. I don't know if that's going to be enough or not, but it gives them a bit of a chance.
Right now, man, it's still anyone's game.
I think EnVyUs did an amazing side, considering they were down 3-0 initially and then 5-1, but they never gave up. They tried different styles. They tried to be aggressive early on when they were on somewhat of a low buy AK armor. They just tried to go up middle, caught Xizt off guard in short, for example. They probably went as much A as B as well. So they tested the waters, I would say successfully. Surely NiP catch up a bit in the end, squeezing it into a 8-7 advantage. It's turning into T now. So all in all, strong play from SHOX. They're winning a few key rounds, and Xizt was just playing brilliantly. It aced on the pistol, and then a few really key moments when he shot down a few 1, 2, 3 EnVy players.
Well, NiP is going to need that magic again that Xizt found at the start as they try and go up banana. Happy moving up very, very aggressively. Takes out 1, looking for the second, getting a couple of tags in. MBK down to 6 HP.
Crucially, damage done to Forrest as well, because especially even more now, just gets out 5. And yeah, there it is. Happy gets him. So now this round looks really good. And can he equal the task? Can he go for the ace this time? No, allu's going to get him. I jinxed his chances right there, but MBK gets away with it. Forrest not able to get his pistol rolling. That's a huge part of NiP's start to halves.
And what do they do for this next round now? How heavily do they want to buy? Or
I mean,
is it
they didn't get much at all rolling for them there.
Yeah.
Not a bomb plant, nothing. They'll go for Tech 9, no surprise, but this means they won't be able to buy even if they get a bomb plant in this round. So you're basically limiting yourself to a 3-round spread right now.
Moving so quick up second mid. They've already managed to take apartments, and EnVyUs heard them. That's why they're falling back to a more defensive position at the back of apartments. SHOX is the one waiting up on top of the balcony. A little bit of spray already coming out from the graveyard. He's trying to keep their attention to the left so SHOX can shoot him from the right. In fact, SHOX already bringing down the 2 players who are pushing up their mid, having to fall down to the pit. But NiP, they're on the side. GetRight picking up 2. They have to look back towards that mid. They know Happy's on the way in here. They also know the bomb is lost here. So Happy defending it. The nade. He's going to line up for 2. Too easy. Way too easy. NiP, the bomb position is what crippled them there. If they could put the plant down, if they could defend on the side, they would have been fine. But the bomb was just, it was rando. Hey, trying to push it up through mid.
Get right forced back so early on.
It was SHOX's attack though. That attack from up on balcony, that's why the bomb was dropped in that position. The fact he was allowed to do that because of the crossfire they had on that from the graveyard.
Happy with that double too, really. I mean, like you say, that bomb was hard to reach. They had to get out and get it, but Happy got lucky they lined up the way they did. A little bit of a fortunate or unfortunate circumstance depending on which team your skins are laid upon. So they'll go for this boiler push right now, try and get up inside. There's no one in that position. It's actually SHOX who's playing in the apartments, but he's quite passive back toward the balcony. He is peeking the hallway. Actually, he's changed it now. He's back out toward the balcony, but was peeking initially before that smoke came out. This gives him a bit of position to work with. Kio's gone all the way off the top side of mid, as has SmithZz. But this passive A, they're trying to lure NiP into it. They want them to think there's more opportunity there than there really is. And there it is. Happy's going to peek out and get the first one.
Now SmithZz will have his turn. Grabs a second, looking for the third. Can't finish the job, however. There's allu. How to pick up that M4 into his hands. Only 2 bullets in the chamber, however. And, well, Happy only needs his pistol to do the work. There's 1 player left, and that is Get Right. He at least has the bomb up in mid. And with that Tech 9, he needs some luck. He's not going to get it. EnVyUs. Momentum staying with them for now. 8 rounds to 10 in their favor.
And I like the way they played that. They got off your initial peak spots on either side of top mid. They fell back into the bomb site. They had the 4th player rotate out of B early, and NiP just walked into it. They had more room than they needed. They took it. They tried to get in deep, and it was too late by the time Happy came around the corner and got that first kill. They were already committed to their position, so very well played by EnVyUs.
Well, up again. Through the banana. The flash is the perfect timing for Happy, but he cannot capitalize on it. So he'll be dropped. Friberg to do the work. Xizt as well. They've opened up the B side quite heavily.
That fire just slows them down enough, though, so SmithZz is in position. He's going to throw out that smoke to delay them even further, but they're going to go through this. Surely enough, there's got to be a flash for Xizt to get through. They've got to know there's only one there.
He's just checking every corner. They're being so defensive. Obviously, things have not been going your way.
So they actually haven't gone through it. They're playing a lot more passive. They've got their smoke out on CT, but it's already gone by the time they commit, so there will be line of sight. And SmithZz has already got one. Luckily, Xizt goes back into him, and Kio hasn't found anyone just yet. He will get in construction, though. And
Nice.
through the smoke onto Friberg, knowing his angles to perfection. As now it's Get Right on the lurk position, trying to hold off this rotator, but careful, Get Right. That's your knife, not a gun.
Really
Flashes now will hold them off, so bomb's already down, and there's only SHOX and Kio remaining.
If SHOX can get this Nana down, he needs to kill off Get Right, and he can do it. This buys space for Kio. Allu's still sitting inside. Yeah, he's realized it. Sitting on top of the banana on the truck. Xizt has no other option but to stay here until the bomb explodes. Because Kio will peek for him. Or will he? No, he doesn't. He holds back, lets them run away, and they're all, in fact, will escape with their weapons. And Ninjas in Pajamas get a much-needed round.
Very needed. Very, very needed indeed. So that gives them their first of the half and the first gun round. Good execution. They waited a little bit on that smoke. They waited for it to dissolve and get out of their way. I thought they might try and flash Xizt through, knowing that it was only SmithZz there, and then follow up and go for the trade. Instead, they get through and get him nonetheless, but it allowed Kio to get close. He had a great shot through that smoke, though. They did everything to hold him out. That was just a well-placed bullet onto Friberg.
Looks like SHOX is not going to let them have an easier time in apartments. He's got that Molotov he's dying to use. Flash around the corner, so then he can go for the shot. Get Right, able to outshoot him, however. The flash came just a fraction of a second too early. So Ninjas in Pajamas. They still only have a one-man advantage. They're going to play this smart. Try and push over to the B side. Xizt will pull back. Forest. There's a pickup in mid. The A defense is looking very, very straggly right now. They hold one on... okay, well, I'll say one on the truck, but he's already down, and one on the site. Get Right's got the perfect line for it. So it's just up to MBK, who's got the CZ. He's over on the B side, a very long way away from the rest of NiP. In fact, he has
tie this back up.
He has no desire to get in there. Not only do they tie it up, how much money are we looking at over on Envy now?
Very low. I mean, they're sitting on 3 digits,
So we're looking at a pistol.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's nothing they can do to force this at all. And so NiP might have just done themselves again. It's T side for them that always seems to be these late comebacks going their way. NBK is at least going to take down allu. And again, any damage. Oh, wow, actually, two get right.
Oh!
And he gets a third. What Forest?
He's gonna get another one. No,
right
he doesn't. He gets brought down.
That's a lot of investment for someone holding on to just a pistol, though. That's a lot of damage dealt. So they're going to have to buy out. If they hadn't had to buy those 3 guns, all 3 of those players would have had enough to buy in the next round, regardless of the result here.
At the same time, though, EnVyUs now do not have an AK in their hands. Or actually, no, he only had a CZ auto anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
that was a big investment to go for just that. And they're going to go for this B stack now for EnVyUs, but again, it's these T-sided rounds, these late charges from NiP that give them the chance, and if they can continue with this momentum, I mean, that really hurts, though. That losing that investment just means that it's one less round they're going to be able to afford. Look at this absolute stack over at B. Xizt is going to be the first to get to it. They flash out onto him, and he's helpless. He's got nothing he can do, but Friberg's got the answer. Beautiful hat trick as he spams away on the corner. Luckily, MBK goes back into him, but damage done. Friberg, king of banana.
Friberg, MBK realized that with that clip, basically empty. All he had to do was just run there and finish the job. Let's get right doing the death from above. Okay, yeah, you can't shoot blood. Get right. Maybe he's trying to reduce his accuracy level. Well, this is just going to be a save from MBK. He's got 30 HP. There's no way he's going to be able to breach back into this side up against the 3 players from NiP. And NiP know it too, and they're not hunting this time. It backfired on the last time. They're not going to do it this time. And that means NiP still, they have 11 to 10 on the rounds. And we still have a little bit of cash this time.
The boost. Let's both get as far away as we possibly can in the corner of pit.
Just hold hands.
Terrorists win.
And there's that play from Friberg. Fortunately
that
for
was
him,
beautiful.
he didn't pull out the pistol straight away, expecting a 4th. Like, a 3-man stack is already enough, you'd feel.
Well, in a pistol round, 4 is common at Banana, but I don't think he would have expected them to all be quite so aggressive on him. He tried to buy himself some time, actually, by getting into the car. He was going to smoke it and hold them out, but MBK was wise to it. But NiP now have the lead, and now they've got this round back-to-back. They're going to go back against guns, but it's still not a very wealthy, EnVyUs team right now. It's a AK that was managed to be saved, but a FAMAS only for Keo. Smokes out. Forrest already up toward the bench, and he's going to try and just spam on that corner in case anyone gets a little bit careless and holds off aggressively. 3 over on the truck side right now for EnVyUs.
And again, EnVyUs, as you're saying, like 3 over on the truck side, they're all holding so tight together. Even though they do have weapons, there's no crossfire, no ability to contest the mid. Now they will push one over to the archers, but I think that's mainly because they're worried the B side's about to be pressured. And MBK is the man to get the opening frag. Smoke bouncing in from over on A. And where's that pick? There's the first one. So SmithZz brings down allu. Unable to take out that mid. Which means Get Right has to do it the old-fashioned way. Smokes, flashes, and then push. And in fact, the push is coming to B. Pushing up already. Well, we should probably go back over there right now. As Happy dropping his own smoke. MBK, the flames are down on top of the grill. Rather appropriate. And EnVyUs with a very successful defense. Get Right. Oh, if you only could see, he gets to the wrong corner. He couldn't see him straight away. He'll still bring down Happy. There's a 3-on-2 situation. Xizt is trapped at the back of the site. And now he's put out of his misery by SmithZz. R.I.P. And Get Right can only get 1 before his own death. So 11-11. Everything leveled up. Money-wise, it's also quite even.
Very even, yep. So EnVyUs, like I said, was forcing into that round. They didn't really get the buy they wanted. They had to go for 1 FAMAS. Luckily, they saved that AK. Still have to invest a lot into this round, so they still won't be perfect. They will get a good number of nades out. In fact, SmithZz has 1 can of fire, as does MBK, so that'll hold off your B if needed. In fact, actually, I take that back. SmithZz is going back over to Arch side. But NiP is also fairly grim in terms of how much they've saved up. 3 digits for all of them, so this round means a lot right now. This late in the game, this is huge. And NiP is looking for the A, but watch out. Kiyoshima's already on that jump spot off of the balcony, and Kiyo's going to go ahead and take down Forrest. Not a common spot, very unorthodox, and Get Right's head just a little bit too exposed, and SHOX takes advantage of that as well.
Without any early peaks as well going the way of allu, he couldn't make this AWP work. Even a smoke so Xizt. If he wants to walk out on balcony, he'll do it blind. I don't know if NiP just want to say, poke to B, they can't take A anymore. They need to get a pickup. That's why allu, he's watching over towards the archers, but he's not 100% certain. Happy. Friberg is a little bit further up. This time he's going to get the bullets into him, but cannot finish the job. It's like allu going to miss that shot over on SmithZz. As Xizt peaks, the flash timing, horrendous for Xizt. And there goes
Great
Friberg.
shot. I talked about that angle being so hard.
Nice.
Oh, what awareness from Xizt. That's Happy down. They thought they had an NiP sucked up toward the A and could just pinch them. This forces the defense to spread back out because originally they were all grouped on A, thinking that they had them trapped. So that kill means more than you think, even though they don't go behind.
Behind them. SHOX is going to do it from inside the pit, but SmithZz was just flanking. And just pincering it on Ninjas in Pajamas. They attempted to do a fake. Like, they ran it back down, made as much noise as possible, but left allu up there to try and get the pick. But by the time they pushed in, that rotator wasn't into the speedway. He was only at the archers, so it didn't take long to come back.
I thought the round was over, actually, before it was, though, because if Xizt hadn't got that kill on Happy behind them, they had everyone at A because it was process of elimination, process of Illuminati. They just had them all held at top mid. As soon as you got that, NBK was forced out of A. They gave themselves a chance, but good hold from back in the pit.
Stop knifing each other, boys.
And like I said, it's back to pistols now for NiP.
SHOX is down to 70. Happy takes care of Friberg, pushes up very aggressively into Xizt. He knows he's only up against pistols, hence he wants to just do this. Time to stat pad. Takes out 3. SmithZz going to miss this shot. In fact, miss both these shots. Yes, a third one. Third time lucky. And that leaves Forrest just sitting on the park bench, contemplating life. And contemplating how they come back from 13 rounds to 11. I guess he'll try and contest the bomb. But NBK will be the man to take it.
And the disappointing part of that is they didn't get a kill. The best chance for them to stay in this game is by forcing investments from EnVyUs. They won't have to do anything. So 64 already starting the round with their buy done for Happy. 57 for NBK. You knock out those guns, they're back down to a situation where one round lost and they're saving, and then they can tie this game up a lot quicker. So it's the little things they just can't get going for them. Xizt is going to go ahead and run out toward Catwalk, or pardon me, Catwalk, into Banana this time a little bit early, try and beat them to the punch. There's no smokes out at all. NBK's playing it passively with Happy even further back down, but look at the aggression toward Boiler right now as NBK's going to be, spotted up, couldn't get the kill, falls back.
And the one time he looked there, they got that timing down perfect with the 2 guys on B. The flash over top, then the peek. Yeah, as you said, no dice, no kills. And then into a perfect crossfire. Happy and NBK with a defensive smoke. Ninjas in Pajamas are practically coming in blind, and they're already getting flanked. Like, you can see SHOX watching over towards the park bench, and no one from NiP is looking backwards. EnVyUs, I don't think NBK realized there was a Molotov on the ground there. 25 HP, but Happy holds the line until Friberg finally puts him down. Able to catch out NBK as well. SmithZz. Can't see that. He's just having a random guesstimation. Planning in the open. Not going to work off that flank came in. And it will be the round to Team Envy.
And again, no one really lost, so Happy's up to 10K now. This is
so much money.
Yeah, exactly.
And NiP's broke. Like, they literally cannot get a mortgage.
And yeah, and I mean, that's the difference right now. That's going to push Envy over the finish line. You go back 2 rounds, they get even 3 players down instead of no one at all.
Yep.
Envy doesn't have this position. They don't have that money.
The only thing NiP can play for is the draw here, unless somehow these Tech-9s and CZs do a hell of a lot of work. And where are they coming?
Well, Thorn didn't coin the term. My goodness, for nothing.
It's late at night, man. It doesn't help when Ninjas in Pajamas start to attack each other. The push up through the apartment stairs. And then with Forrest, who came in through the boiler, getting a couple of bullets to the tail. I think he's only copying a Galil. That's not going to help him if he has to drop low. SmithZz looking over. Can't get the opening frag. Can get it on the second shot. He's being rushed, however. And they're going to get him. Friberg into the side. Forrest battling into the pit. He knows one is down there. They're getting shot as well from the side. Forrest, good clearance. So 3 on 4, even though allu is basically only half a man.
This is the round they need. They've got this down. They've just got to be careful not to group too much in the site. Friberg is actually going to throw that op over back to allu.
Friberg's going to try and play the decoy here.
Which is surprising because allu's the one on low HP, but Friberg wants to hold the angle with something a little bit more aggressive.
They're not retaking. They're trying to get extra frags. EnVy want to try and play the money game right now.
And rightfully so. They should. So Kio's going to be the first to see, or is he? allu's the one that's going to be in a lot of trouble. He needs to get all the way out. He's going to get caught at apartment. That's your op. Well and truly out of reach. Forrest at least gets happy, but is he going to get away? 2 HP. Wow. Just in time with that M4. And that means
right
everything, but
him.
MBK's... Oh, no, didn't get around the corner. Thank goodness for NiP.
He tried to get him on the jump, but couldn't claim it, so NiP with a couple of weapons still there. Some nice money which is starting to bank up on Forrest, so he's got 3.3k at the start of this round. There's still obviously a crap ton of money in for EnVy. But it means Ninjas in Pajamas have something to work with. The economy is not shot to pieces, and they're not having to go up against 3 match points. Probably the bigger thing. When Get Right gets an opening like that, Keo down. The defense flashes already. MBK trying to level it up, but he cannot do it. So 1 defender left on B. The push, they're not quite sure if they need to bring him over, and the answer is yes. The bomb will be planted on the B site. A little bit further back on the left, so no spray through the smoke will be achievable. With a flash from Smiths. And now he does in fact connect a little bit on the spray. Forrest down to 48 HP. That's a really good crossfire again here from NiP. I think EnVyUs had to let this round go. And the push coming up. I don't know if SHOX... Oh, he can. Find that magical play, but Friberg with the Molotov. SHOX is kept out. He uses the smoke to get rid of it, but he can't get the shot. Smiths, one more player. He's over in emo. So he's got to check to the right, and he's not going to do it. And Forrest will take it. He'll lose the weapon, but still... It's going to be fine. Actually, he didn't even lose it.
Yeah, no, bomb didn't go off. That's the thing with emo, though. It's such a deep spot in that corner, and it's so dark that even though the barrel of the gun was sticking out, it camouflages in with the black of the door. So he got away. He actually peeked it. He thought he peeked it far enough and looked over toward New Box. So, I mean, that spot, it's almost annoying in that regard, but it's so powerful to hold post plant.
So let's see how NiP go this round as they keep the comeback train rolling. Also want to watch Keo. The Molotov is currently controlling the top of mid.
I love the nade off the bell.
Oh, he does a little bit of damage. Smith is still fine. He's more worried about that B side. Throws the cover smoke again for the 2 defenders over there. Because NiP haven't committed anywhere. They've got 3 players ready to push into apartments. In fact, I say ready, they're already in. allu jumping out because I've got enough people in there. He needs that push into mid. Are they going to give him the bomb again? Are we going back to this play? 2 up through mid, 3 through apartments? No, this time they're going to commit 3 to come up through mid.
Smoke from Xizt too, so watch for them to go
and the molly
all the way in, but they don't know that SmithZz is in the cubby. They're going to have to be careful. That molly forces him out. Oh, he actually goes down to it, so he couldn't get away from it at all. Great read. And now Keo, though, does get one. Xizt already back onto him. That fire forces them out wide, but that smoke's still an arch, and that buys them some time to get by. And Happy, oh, his gun sticking out.
And that's going to allow NiP to level it up. 14 rounds apiece. EnVyUs.
And now we're in the opposite situation. They've done the NiP magic. They've pulled the money back their way.
Do you force buy here on EnVyUs?
I don't think you do. I think you have to play for the tie at this point. They're going to go for a Deagle and a CZ. I think you're going to have to play for tie because if you lose this, you're throwing it away. You're still on CT side. You still have the advantage with weapons.
Well, I'm seeing mass CZs as well as a D. So Keo needs some magic. Can't get the initial shot on the T's. Xizt moving up. MBK, a little bit of... okay, there's the Molotov. That'll force him to move. Only took 5 points of tick damage from that, however. And no breach. Ninjas in Pajamas can't find an opening. Obviously, Keo is not a healthy man. But there's just no way in yet. Xizt on the sandbags. Oh, Happy. He's moving up in the smoke. Xizt trying to spray and pray again. Not a single bullet connects on Happy. He's also got a Molotov up his sleeve. Hence they back up. They can slow down Ninjas in Pajamas, and the Molotov's really going to screw with this. With 47 seconds left on the clock, it's Ninjas in Pajamas that are battling up against the time. The flashes, everyone's blind, and they're running through the fire to get in. MBK sitting back at emo. He's got a little bit more support outside.
They're so weak as a result of running through that fire, though. Look at how easy it was for them to get picked off. That bomb's also been dropped. They need to deal with Smiths now, and they're not finding the kill. Allu
Get Right
can't
got
get
one.
the angle. Luckily, Get Right's there, but he's already down now, and it's all up to
wow.
Allu. And there it is, Team EnVyUs, Team LDCZ. We used to call them Team Pistol as the moral of the story. Now it's match point, and look how broken that makes the NiP side. They'll still get the op-out for Allu, but not much more. They'll get AKs out, Friberg, Tech 9. That might have just completely swayed things. I thought for sure we were going to be playing for overtime.
That critical Molotov, the fact that NiP had to run into it, and they ran in blind. Not only was it smoke, they also got slightly team flashed when they went in, so they first realized they were dying when their HP points were just ticking down. So now Envy, they must win this round. If they do, they're going to DreamHack Bucharest, the first team to qualify in through the group stages, and NiP will be forced to go into the second chance.
And they'll have done it the longest route possible based on that VP forfeit loss. They came all the way from the bottom of the loser bracket to do this, but it's not done just yet. They do still have weapons to work with. Xizt is going to have to try and be very careful. SHOX, as we can see, is out on the railing
position.
at the balcony holding off that doorway. Kio's also falling back to support that choke point, but Allu, oh,
He needs
so
it.
close, just misses on SmithZz.
That's going to reveal the fact the commitment's heavily up there. There is one guy sitting in that cubby cheap spot, just up on the left. Normally Ninjas in Pajamas got ridden out with the molly, but the only one they've got is in the hands of Xizt, who's not there in the mid. In fact, he's up in the apartments. Get Right, looking for the pick. Tries to get it, does get it. Kio down. The advantage of numbers, the way of NiP. They still have to get themselves in. Clean out the pit, clean out the site. There goes the site. There goes not the pit. SHOX holding the line for the moment, taking out two. There's a third one jumping in behind him, and that's Get Right. Death from above. 2-on-2 situation.
Good smokes. They used all three they had. They just want to make sure EnVyUs can't get in at all because they need to get this bomb down more than ever. These groups are so tight, this second chance isn't going to be enough. They want into DreamHack right now because it only gets harder if they don't win this round.
MBK's trying to pull the attention, so Happy can do the peek. Get Right knows where he is, and now it's a 1-on-2. It's all up to Friberg. Can he clutch? He's got one. Last player left alive, MBK. He's got the
beautiful
sliver
shot.
there. Woo! We're going to overtime.
Man, oh man, if it hadn't been for that pistol round, this could have been third map, but now we're going to overtime. And before we just bring in Card, keep in mind it's an MR5 overtime, not MR3, so slightly different in the way the economy works.
Right, MR5 and 16k start money, right?
Yep,
But
that's right.
Yeah, a brilliant game. Two of the best teams in the world making it into overtime. It's always exciting, right? Despite the late hour, I suppose. But you guys are doing a great job. Thanks for that. To mention something about the game, impressed by the way Happy and Envy is controlling the money in this game. I love the fact that MBK was so aggressive and also successful, of course, that helps. Taking down a bunch of NiP players when he was running around with a pistol. That enabled them to have, you know, control over the finances down the road. And I kind of disagree with you guys when they bought, I think this was round number 29, they could have certainly saved, but they're one map up, and percentage-wise, just to throw out the random number, I would say it's like maybe 38% chance or something that they will beat NiP with pistols, full armors, if they are a little bit, especially when they're lucky and stacking in the right bomb spot, which they did. So they just gambled a bit, knowing that they at least have one map up, and if we win now, we're gonna at least take this to the overtime, which we are in right now. NiP though, strong play from Get Right. Xizt again played it amazingly. But overall, it was a team effort from both parties, I'd say. What's going to be interesting now, and what's always interesting, is strategically, how do you face an overtime? Because you kind of played out all your cards. Do you go back to the kind of drawing board, or do you do random strategies based on the intel you have from these 30 rounds? Because Counter-Strike, in the end of the day, is like a game of poker. Besides that, you kind of have to reveal your cards even when you're bluffing, so to speak. So it's kind of a constant build-up of insights that you always have to interpret, like what's going to be the next move, what did they do last time, what pattern did I see around before, did I see Get Right in B last time and now he's in A, does that mean it's coming A? Stuff like that. It's not the easiest time to just explain it here at this very late hour, but it's just very fascinating for someone like me.
Yeah, just to read them entirely.
It kind of feels funny for me, the fact we're seeing more gun rounds now, considering how one-sided we've had a lot of our maps already. Like the direct guns versus guns hasn't happened a hell of a lot, but we're into overtime, so round number 1 of 10 is up and running. NiP will start on Ts with EnVyUs over on CTs. And it looks like Ninjas in Pajamas They're looking to get aggressive, but there's a 3-man stack from EnVyUs over on the B side. But Friberg makes it a 2, makes it a 1. They have to check the corner. They'd only be expecting to have 2 players over on this B side.
Happy's just going to wait that
He's in cubby.
He's just going to wait it. He's going to take full advantage of this.
Allu's
Not peek out. He'll get this bomb planter for it. Allu's going to go down inevitably.
Oh, he
just
didn't
in
get the
time.
plant.
And the bomb goes all the way inside the garden. And Happy's not done. So smart from him, and we've seen it. He's got 195
Patience.
kills over these 9 matches. Most of those today, and he's not even tired, unfazed as Forrest goes down. NiP caught completely off guard.
And they were not expecting the 3rd man there. They didn't check the corners. And allu came in and just thought, hey, we've got this. Like, hey, my boys have done their job, haven't they? Nope. So it's up to Get Right for the clutch. He's got 35 seconds. And if he can get that first frag, check. He's got to find him on the right. Keo. Get Right's too busy looking towards the left. And now he does see him. He sees the back ass of him.
Well played. Get Right, so smart. I thought for sure he was going to walk by that.
Happy.
This guy is so
He knows where he is. He's going to try and bait him out with the molly as he run right or left. Get Right chooses left, but he runs right. He gets him with a fire. Clutch Central. What a round.
I'm done. This is why Get Right gets rated so highly year after year after year. How many times does he pull off something so smart like that? It's an absolute treat to watch. Well played, but again, Happy made that round as deep as it was.
He really did. He really did. But that also came down to Ninja's pajamas. Maybe getting tired, not checking every single corner like you should. I don't blame him. You don't look for number 3 man there. Oh, Xizt walks through the Molotov, but Keo already boosted up. So, Ninjas in pajamas, not the greatest start to this round. Friberg trying to do some work. Those 2 Smiths, auto sniper. No standard AWP for them. They're going to tag up Get Right pretty heavily. But Ninjas in pajamas haven't really found their way in yet. The flash has come out from top of apartment. And allu going to smoke us. Though they're going in for the A, there's only 1 defender over on B. Again, we see this stack here from Team EnVyUs.
This is a big investment, too, for Smith to have an auto sniper because look how low he is. Happy gets allu, though. Oh, watch boiler door. There's another one there.
Yep. Now the boiler door guy runs out as Happy did back up. There's Molotovs. There's smoke. But again, this defensive Molotov, it stops NiP from pushing in too easy. Friberg realized it, but he gets the kill onto Spools. But he's going to get done by the auto sniper of Smiths. It's all up to Forrest now. He throws the molly, but that's not what he needs. The flashbang as well. That's what he needs. Into the site. No damage taken. He does have the bomb. He gets it planted. Now it's up to Forrest to do the clutch. Finds 1. Down to 85 life, however. 96 on the armor. He's going to take out the auto sniper. Forrest big. Can he finish the job? He needs that last player using the fountain, getting his feet wet. But Keo going straight for the scalp. He doesn't take it, but he does get the kill on Forrest and the defuse, which keeps the rounds leveled at 16 a pop.
Massive that they picked that up because, as I was saying, they bought a lot into that round. Smiths went for that auto sniper. Now they get back into towards that 5-digit range, but they were sitting at 6K roughly on the low side of their players. You get 1 loss there, you buy the next round. Like we said, this is MR5. You could be saving despite starting with 16K. So this evens things back up in a lot more ways than just 1.
Where are these early picks? allu's looking for 1. I actually don't think we've had any kind of AWP battle up from the mid, from the stairs to the top. It just has not been happening. They use the smoke, they put out the molly, water on the fire practically. Check towards the archers. And already Happy. He does grab 1. This push on the right side. Get Right's at least able to hold it in. Taking out Keo on the side. And then with a molly again. Utilizing this to ensure they clean out every single corner. And MBK is the last man standing. Coming in from the arch side. He's going to try and compete up this one. But the smoke makes him blind. So he has to move back in through the mid. This is not the angle you want. There's too many places you can just get shot from. Xizt is still looking over towards library. But Ninjas in pajamas have the perfect position for this. And in fact, now I think they've got to get out of here. MBK, exit kills don't really achieve you anything in this, especially when Ninjas in pajamas already had the couple of rounds. And, well, he gets Get Right. Yeah, you're
just going to stand on that.
Well, if you're going to die, die in style.
Goodbye, my sweet prince.
What was the last thing that went through your mind?
Cruel farewell. Probably his ass. Yeah, exactly. So that's 2 T rounds for NiP. Keep this in mind. There's a lot of debate going into overtime about what the better side is. You're warmed up on T, NiP in this case, and get to start that way. It's the disadvantaged side. They've already got 2. When we swap over, EnVyUs is a little bit colder running those strategies. Does that hold them back? We'll have to wait and see. And again, the money gets very low now for EnVyUs. They're down to 900 unhappy, 150, and oh, well, I was about to say and change, but MBK's got none left. And look at the recoil control. Get right using that position to good effect. It's not often we see it, but happy. Oh my goodness, all 3 down at B.
Big. That means allu and GetRight's got a hell of a lot of work, but the more important thing is that bomb is so exposed, which means EnVyUs can bring everybody over. Sit 1 on top of the bomb. GetRight's going to push up while allu watches from behind. But there's nobody there. Can he get to the bomb? That's the question. But happy. He's literally on top of it. Doesn't see him through the smoke. The bomb's still not being picked up. The smoke will be revealed in a moment. And GetRight, in fact, he's going to try it again. The Molotov. GetRight having to pounce himself back. The flash will be there, which means he does get the pick off on Happy. It's almost the time when allu should move up and see if he can get the AWP pick onto SmithZz. And that will allow the push in. They're out of time. They can't go anywhere else. The Molotov flying down. I think that's actually a little bit off target. It landed on the roof. So they don't get the advantage from that one. 17 seconds. There's your pick. That's the one we're looking for. And the second one from allu. That's big. 18 rounds to 16. They're trying to get the plan as well. They don't need it. Last round of the first half. All the money now goes to be spent. But Ninjas in Pajamas, if they can get this round, they only require 2 in the next half to take map 2 and force us to a 3rd.
Brilliant stuff from him up
Look
close
at the weapons
to get
on
that.
EnVyUs. They are actually poor. Unless I'm missing some rifles here.
No, they're very poor. Like I said, they were down to 3 digits, so NiP's had a phenomenal start to this overtime. Happy in the last round got aggressive to try and take
SHOX.
down GTR. But in doing so, left it to a 2-on-2. If he'd stayed alive, it was a lot harder for allu to find those shots. But man, things are unfolding here. NiP already a man down. We've seen what they can do with these pistols. And NBK's going to get another. He does go down to the flames in the end. But my goodness, EnVyUs is just relentless on these rounds. Forget weapons. Just give them pistols and maybe 1 to support as we see from Keo. But now it's down to a 4-on-2.
Whoops is right from MBK. There was no more pressure coming up from Banana. He literally walked back into the smoke. It's like, why don't you molly the right area? 18-16. Team EnVyUs, they're the ones with the advantage for the moment. allu and Forest, they still want to try and play this. They're both coming in through library, so education is the way to victory. And they get the first look at it. As Keo flashbang up, and then he'll have a lookie. He's managed to blind one, take out the non-blinded one, and finish the round. So EnVyUs will be able to push 1 back, but Ninjas in Pajamas on the T side, they do manage to claim 3.
It's ridiculous. There's no team in history that wins this many pistol rounds.
Pistol round, sorry?
Well, half-buy pistol rounds, armor, CZ, Tech 9, eco rounds, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, but overall I felt that EnVyUs was kept alive through Happy's decision-making, placing 3 men at B on the first round of the overtime, and then just generally raking up a lot of more frags than you generally see from an in-game leader. They kind of got themselves in situations where they wanted to be. However, though, like closing the rounds was an issue. allu, especially GetRight, I think we saw more kills in the overtime from a Molotov than we did like throughout today, basically. But yes, they should not be too happy with only 2 rounds considering the situations they ended up in.
We'll see what they can do over on the T side. We're back in second half of overtime. And the AWPs from allu. Not really finding anything. SmithZz also looking for that pickup mid. But Ninjas in Pajamas are holding in tight. They don't want to give any advantage here to EnVyUs. 1 round and the pressure is all on the T's. Here comes your smokes. And flashes. But Forrest is the first one. That was the only player over on Banana. Actually, feeling it's over there, but there's a lot of spam of nades coming the way to the A site. So Ninjas in Pajamas might want to rotate one of these B players over to the A right now. stack up in the very similar way that Envy was able to do.
The interesting thing is that there hasn't been any movement from B. Finally, Forrest will push down, but allu in
He saw the bomb.
library. I don't know if he sees the bomb. It doesn't really matter.
He
It's
got
quickly
vision.
recoverable.
It
Yeah,
flagged
Keo's
up.
going to pop out, but that fire's doing so much damage. He gets away from it, does get the kill. Now they're going to go towards Get Right. He's down as well.
Oh,
Xizt inside the
SHOX!
site, only gets one, so it's a 2-on-2. And the double left team of NiP from B is a little bit late getting there. Finally, Friberg gets one. That gives them a bit of a chance now. SHOX is going to have to play smart. He's been in this exact position before in this matchup, and he actually took them both down when they pushed him on pit last time. We'll see if they're a little bit more wise this time and get on the bomb a little bit quicker.
SHOX just has to, well, is he going to wait? He
Oh,
gets one.
man.
And now the jump up. He's still battling from the low. And now up high. Who comes out on top is Forrest.
Does he have time, though? I think he does.
With the kit,
Yeah,
he
he
should.
does. So good play that time. They get a little bit more smart about it. That first pick, actually, out of the two situations, that was the one I would have said was more likely for SHOX to win because he had them divided and had the kill early. Luckily, they get away with it that time. So NiP's going to get 19 now. 7 rounds done in overtime.
And they're looking good. 2 more rounds to go, and NiP will bring us to Cash, which is the final map in this best of 3. And there's a lot at stake. $5,000 for the winning team, not to mention the ability to play for even more prize money at the DreamHack Bucharest Finals for the CSGO Championship Series. Mass flash as they want to make sure nothing's pushing up through the mid. And also a very aggressive position. It's Forrest who's sitting on top of the sandbags. And he's trying to stay up so fast they can get a little bit more intel. MBK, he's checking. He's checking. He's making a hell of a lot of noise and blinded by the light. MBK is going to drop. Forrest is going to have a bit of a peek down Banana and then realize that no one else is there. Happy. Okay. Boiler stairs. allu forced to back up a little bit more. He has Xizt with a crossfire, but the molly's going to force him out here. Xizt has no other choice but to come out and shoot. He does bring SmithZz down to 11. allu grabs one. Its own defensive flash, and the support's rotating from NiP from the B side. allu needs help. Get Right still up high.
Well, they're going to get help because Envy hasn't moved up at all from that arch side. SmithZz was just sitting there. Luckily, that smoke came out. They went right past him.
Molly position.
Oh, man, they could have had an easy kill on him that time, but allu eventually does get SmithZz. Happy's going to have to come around, nail that shot, does it instantly, just barely misses that no-scope. Switching to the pistol, though, when Happy gets it, and he knows the Get Right's over at A, so he's going to race him. Get your Nikes out, get on your pumps, do whatever you got to do. Air Jordan, I don't care what brand you wear, just get to B.
Activate star. Mario Kart. Where's my blue shell?
Bomb has been planted.
So Happy, where's he go? He can't decide. He went to quad. Now he's over the spools. Walking towards construction. Get Right. He's managed to take the side itself. And Happy has guessed wrong. Get Right. Does he try and hunt for the kill? Oh, he's looking right. And boom. The round will go the way of EnVyUs. They keep themselves in it for now. 19-18. Are we really going to go double overtime?
Imagine, double overtime MR5. I haven't seen a double overtime MR5 in a while.
It's a long night.
Money slightly favors Envy. If they win this round, they'll still be able to buy it out for NiP, so they haven't invested quite as much as what we saw from EnVyUs on the CT side. We'll call it a non-factor for now, but on round 10 it might be if NiP can't get something going. But it wouldn't matter because if they win this one out, we're tied up anyway. Nice shot, Happy through the smoke. Forrest down. That's one down at B. He's looking to just spam away at the corner, hoping Friberg's there.
The way both these teams have been playing the B side, it's one forward, one back, and the one that's back throws the flash, allowing for the peak. That's the way it's always been happening.
Xizt is going to support allu arch side, but no one's rotating over.
They come.
I'm a bit surprised allu sat still for that long, but obviously Xizt wanted to be the one to go, and he's going to have to be even quicker because Friberg's down as well.
And Happy moving up, gets the tag, he's finished the job. This is a big, big round right now for EnVyUs. They're going to wipe out all of Ninjas in Pajamas. The plant will go down.
Bomb has been planted.
And how are you meant to retake this one? You got one player over at Archers who is now going to battle up against, who is that, Happy? Yeah, Happy is the man. Can't get the shot. So allu gets one advantage, but SHOX get the counter kill. And then the last one, Get Right. We don't have to wait for the end of the round. We do go 19-19. Who will have themselves match point? Someone's going to get it here. It's either NiP or it's EnVyUs. And if it's EnVyUs, then technically it's group stage point and land stage point.
Absolutely, yeah.
Every point you can put on it, apart from championship point.
So NiP's gone for 5 rifles, as has Envy. Actually, pardon me, I didn't see the AWP. Happy's still going to have that, so he's got 42 kills in this. Obviously, we've played 38 rounds, but that's phenomenal performance. The next best on his team is 25. Forrest, though, is going to catch out MBK. Get Right's at 32, just to give you an update, but 1 man down already on EnVyUs' side, and NiP wants this. They want to force this out. They want to, like I said, qualify now because it gets harder. You combine everyone in that second chance, and you don't go from evened out groups. You go to everyone fighting over for 2 spots. And anything can happen with the amount of talent that's in this league at this point. Oh, he was visible right there, but Xizt couldn't quite see him in the boiler doorway before that smoke went out.
I don't know if he also wanted to reveal his position just yet. They're not the ones who are forced to press the issue. As EnVyUs are doing that, they move 3 over to Arch side. As SHOX will be coming back down the boiler stairs. Can't get the perfect vision, checking every nook and cranny. Now the flashes, but it doesn't hit Xizt. Both flashes avoid Xizt. Waiting for SHOX to peek. There it is. He tries to go for the shot. Happy's the man to open up the account for EnVyUs and level it all with 4 apiece to get right. Nice little reposition. And Forrest solid on B. And that's where the bomb's coming. There's the last 2 players coming out from EnVyUs. Keo and SHOX. Need to get rid of Forrest. They know he's back at quad, so SHOX pre-firing it down. The retake from NiP, the plant, they start it.
He changes his angle.
Yeah,
he
he
knew Get
realized-
Right was top banana. He didn't want to leave himself exposed.
Can he get back into quad?
Oh, Xizt has to be so careful because Keo's looking for that shot. This is a man who's so good on an entry frag. He only needs 1 or 2 bullets, but Get Right's already there. That's Keo down.
Can SHOX clutch it and give him match point? There's the fake defuse. Peak number 1. Where's peak number 2? The full defuse. This time it's going to happen. SHOX takes out 1. He's going to look. Get Right. Has he bailed out of it?
He actually could have held that because SHOX didn't peek it quick enough. He had about 2 seconds left in that defuse, and that was about 3 seconds to the peak. But now we're on match point, group stage point for EnVyUs. If they can take this, it's over in 2, and NiP would be absolutely heartbroken. They didn't really show up in that first match. They started off 5-0. Keep in mind, it seems like ages ago, but they lost 16 rounds in a row.
This is pretty rough,
They
man.
lose 1 more, it's over.
That nade is pretty nicely into Keo. And they're just so poor. Can they hold this? Can they keep their hopes alive after having such a great run in the group stage? Will it all come to end now? Forrest defends against 1. He actually brings down 2. And they're bringing the bomb back. They want to get over to the A side. That's where SHOX is, trying to push the pinion up against Xizt. But Xizt is not having a bar of it. They look. SHOX, tag again. Xizt not healthy. Allu's going to give that cover fire. Or crossfire, I should say. Meaning it's all up to MBK. 12 HP stands between him and his team going to double overtime. He has to try and go for it somewhere, but the bomb is in the middle of top mid. That's it. Like, retaking this is almost impossible. He's got 1 flash, 1 smoke, and an AK and a Tech 9. And the smoke cover fire is gone.
3, 2,
Boom.
rest in peace. So double overtime it's going to be. 20-20. I'm not going to talk anymore, Karn. Please fill in for me.
What do you got, man? What do you got for us? Lay the knowledge bomb.
Well, you can say that SHOX kind of mirrored GetRight's performance in the first half of the overtime, where he won rounds that should have been won, forcing this into another overtime. You do see multiple overtimes, especially in the best-of-3 format, but not so much in the best-of-5 ones. So a lot of great counter-strike action out there, certainly. And also knowing that it might be a potential cash knocking on our door. All in all, exciting, and I'm very impressed by the performance from the player. How long they've been playing today? How many maps hasn't EnVyUs played today?
EnVyUs have been the ones that have been running the treadmill non-stop because it's just been game after game after game, and this is now their their third overtime phase. They've already played through one set of overtime up against Penta, and that's the kind of game too which is going to drain you. Penta is a very random team, so you can't just go, we just go through the motions, we just play it the normal way. It's this, we're always shopping, we're always changing, you've always got to be very dynamic, and that's a lot more draining as a player.
Yeah, and speaking about draining, imagine now for Xizt or Happy for that sake, like coming up with strategies. Now it's going to be a total of another 10 weapon rounds, more or less, for both these teams here. So, yeah, let's get on.
Yeah, we're already into it. So, pick time. Who finds what? Again, the sniper's not going to give anything towards that mid. And get right, very aggressively holding the apartments. I haven't really done a lot of this. In fact, most of the time NiP were just holding back at the balcony. And Happy. They really just can't find these earlier picks. And Forest. He's played so over-aggressive on that top. Sometimes it's worked. Sometimes it's gone absolutely horrible. And SHOX in through the boiler, but down to 7 HP. The advantage currently the way of EnVyUs, but they still have to breach into a site. And they're coming up the mid. In fact, SHOX is going to really open this up. With Xizt dropping, there's only one last player. It's all up to allu. He takes one, needs a second, can't get it in time. So kioshima opens up the A site. The bomb is still making its way up through apartment, so there is time for Friberg to rotate over. He did some pretty big clutches over at ESL 1. Especially during that grand final on this exact map up against Fnatic. Whoops! Oh, whoa, yep, okay.
There goes that chance.
He sets his heart on fire. Oh, he gets the spam initially. He needs that pick. He can't let him just run away. The flash comes in, but yeah, Keo just turns around and EnVyUs get the first round here in overtime number 2.
I don't want to sit here and call a player out. I'm not in a position to do that, but allu needs to find more than one kill before dropping down. I said that in the regulation rounds on CT's side. From that position, he's playing so far over toward Cubby that as soon as he gets one, he has to run about 6 steps to get back around the corner into cover.
It seems like an active decision, though, coming from Ninjas in Pajamas. They don't want to go for this mid pick. They don't want to be one man down from the very, very start.
And sure, but again, we see allu's over toward the Cubby in the right side of that corner. If he played off to the left and just went for that first kill and immediately fell back, it would be far more advantageous. Happy's going to get Xizt. I just think if allu was more efficient in his picks right now, it would make a huge difference, specifically in that last round on that mid-take. Happy tried to peek out just a little bit that time.
He's looking for another one. We can see him through the wall right now, and it's going to be Get Right on top of the truck. Able to bring down Happy, so there goes one of your AWPers, but knowing that the reload was happening allows SHOX to get himself over the top of balcony. And EnVyUs, with 4 players still up, and a Molotov to give them the cover, plus the flashes. They have that plant down, and in fact, Ninjas in Pajamas, in overtime, we're going to see a save. They know they're running out of momentum here, so they can actually protect their cash, so they don't find themselves in that 5th round with no money whatsoever. They'll let EnVyUs take the second here. Which means they're only 4 rounds away from victory. I say only.
But it's still a great start. 2 in a row. Money-wise, and
NBK's
not
chasing
that
for it.
far out of it.
Oh, they found Friberg. He wasn't properly covered by the smoke. And they're looking for another one. They really want to force this money out of Ninjas in Pajamas. So here comes your buys again. So you want to see allu with the pick. So I don't think he can take it. Happy's on fire. Look at him. He's got 45 kills. Obviously, we're going through a hell of a lot of rounds. But still, he is the top fragger for EnVyUs. He's looking towards the mid. This time, allu, he's got himself the M4. They've given the AWP over to Forest so he can cover the B site.
Trying to find a shot here is Forest. Deep inside that CT connector onto Banana. Waiting for someone to peek it out. It's going to be Keo. That's their first one there. But Get Right might see action before that on SHOX, who comes out, hasn't peeked the angle. Get Right gets it.
He's looking the wrong way. Get Right was looking the right way, obviously. He's happy to be able to level the mark up as he takes out Forest. So the AWP from NiP is down, and the breach, Friberg,
has to be smart here.
He's backing up. He throws. No, he's not. He throws the flash. He's going to come in aggressively. Brings down NBK. There's only a 2-on-2 situation. The bomb isn't on B. There is the rotation coming out.
And
that's allu moving back over, and the bomb is now coming to B.
And they had no idea where the bomb was, so allu couldn't sit and secure. They could have tried to swarm it. It seemed easy, but without the knowledge, they have to spread the bomb sites. They've got the smoke still
It's
out.
pick
That's
time.
slowly dissolving, though, and they do get across. So SmithZz is there. He'll get this bomb down, and they're going to retake from both angles. Xizt is going to come up from Banana.
And if Envy can take this, put one in emo, one on quad. The crossfire is horrendous for NiP. They don't have their AWPs left anymore, so they can't get the short picks. The Molotovs forcing Keo out, but he's already going to pick up one, and they get the second as well.
3 in a row T-side to start off overtime.
And they even managed to save the AWP. All the money.
This is the biggest lead we've seen.
Look at the money
Since
as well.
regulation.
Friberg. This is only the 4th round, and they're practically broke, NiP. This is their last buy. Unless they win the round, it's their last buy.
And what an answer it would have to be for them to do it on T-side again. They've
It'll
got to
be a
limit
tall order.
mistakes. CT, it would be a very tall order right now. They're going to
they
swarm
lost
top
allu.
mid, but they couldn't do anything. allu came around the corner, and MBK was already there. He's going to get another.
Great clearance.
Xizt is down. This is looking more and more grim for NiP because, oh, well, they're all on low HP. But I get right, can only get one from that spot over the hood, so NBK and co are in great position. Look at Smith's front library.
It's up to Friberg.
Already
He's the
shot
last
on
man
Moto.
standing. And remember, the money situation for NiP is absolutely horrendous. It's almost worth saving this M4 now. But at the same point, the rounds are horrendous. Friberg's going to find one, which is happy. Reveals his position. And Smith is coming over. They're going to see if they can flash him up. And bomb. So no more weapons for NiP apart from just a very forced buy at the end. And this is that first frag. MBK getting the first one on the left, then taking out the right, and mid belongs to EnVyUs.
And 4 rounds in a row T-side is absolutely ridiculous. And NiP, like you say, back to pistols. They'll force out what they can. Okay, so not full pistols. They got a little more out of it than I thought with the Mag 7 going on to Friberg. But this is going to be so hard for them to answer on T-side of their own.
And allu tried to go for a quick move into mid, but the flashbang did the work. SHOX already up. And, well, that's a good pickup.
I'm trying to take one out of
Keo.
Envy's book right now. Nade followed up with the spam. Xizt took some damage from that, not dropping down though, but watch out. Because over at B, Friberg's still getting aggressive up toward that smoke. He's going to play it over towards Sandbag, but they know he's there already, and he's on the front side of it, so he's trying to catch them immediately when they come around the corner.
They're actually spamming the corner point as opposed to looking over towards the sandbags. It's the only place they could really shoot at anyway. Unless they want to walk through the smoke, which is never a recommended thing.
There's actually a cool little boost you can do underneath the archways above that second log pile. That's fully wallable. But not many teams take advantage of it, so you can actually spam that corner a lot easier than just trying to come around for the peak.
Here's your molly. They're checking the corner again. allu's been there almost every single time, so they're not letting it happen. Here's that movement as well coming up. It's MBK. Forrest will shut him down. But the movements come up through arches. Xizt. Oh, he missed the flashbang. It meant to go off the corner. It still did its job, however, because they got stuck. Xizt and allu team up together, and NiP will get at least one round here. It was the one round where they had very little money, but they got the coordination better this time around.
So crucial.
Yeah. Happy seems to have kind of broken the Enigma code, how to play T on Inferno. 4 rounds. It's massive at this point. Great synergy, great creativity from them. And to talk a bit about NiP, we have been sitting here praising allu's AWP capabilities, how he's like taking early peaks, backing off and playing it safe. But you should do that, but every now and then you need to mix it up. Maybe go into the boiler, take an early street peek, maybe go banana for Christ's sake, you know. That was what was missing, I felt. Like they invited them closer to the bomb spots.
Well, in they go. NiP. So many rounds they have to claim.
And again, they're going to go for this early setup with 3 in B, just like they did in the first overtime. Happy's the one that's playing passively again in that cubby spot. SmithZz is going to hold the corner with his op. But it's all going on at A as Get Right finds SHOX. That's one down in apartment. And that means SmithZz is already on the rotation out of there. And now they've split up the defense. They've got options.
Look at Forrest. He's basically having himself a cocktail. The Molotov at the top of the banana. Well, they need to get themselves back over to the A site. EnVyUs is already rotating one of their players. That's Happy.
Yeah, they're predicting this.
Yep, and they predicted it perfectly. They're looking towards mid, the flashes, the nades, the molotovs, but they're blocking up NiP. Again, NiP, how many times have been forced to walk through fire to breach at the side? And Happy sitting inside the smoke. Friberg's going to see him in the archway.
Keo gets the kill, though. He's doing great work right now. Good and efficient inside pit.
Oh, really
Oh,
efficient.
man, absolutely. That's another one. That's your bomb. So it's dropped inside apartments as they come around, but Forrest is going to take down Keo in the end. It's down to a 2-on-2. HP advantage heavily goes the way of EnVyUs, though, and there it is. MBK is going to drop that bomb again.
He needs to hold this Forest. 1 AWP and 35 HP, and he cannot do it. We have
point.
4 match points coming the way of EnVyUs here on our second overtime. Ninjas in pajamas. Best of luck. Best of luck. We at least have money.
Yeah, it's not a second round pistol type situation where they can't do much. They'll at least have money to go against it, but this group could be at a conclusion. Envy would be doing it the hard way all the way back and into DreamHack Bucharest. Not done just yet, though. Never count out NiP. Crucial.
Oh, Friberg, that's
Happy,
not the greatest way to
that's on
start.
to Friberg.
He pushed down so quickly down the banana. They weren't ready for it. So now NiP already in a bad position.
Oh, and
Smith
Forrest
makes
came
it
out.
worse. It's the crossfire. They got one up on top of the Bagola. They can't find the opening. It's looking bad. And allu, at least he managed to get that flash up. But they know they can't breach into A. There's too many different places they have to clean up before they can get in. So the only option is try and get the early frags breaching into B, and then just try and hold the side after that point. It's the only options for them. There's your Molotov. It's cleaning out Cubby. It cleans out the back. The flash is there. The smoke will drop as well. Happy throws his own flash and then just backs himself into it. Again, the fire is down, and this should flame their way through. The knife to end it.
They're going to be insult. Thankfully, Get Right doesn't accept the exit from that. And he'll get one more on MBK. This is Get Right we're talking about. So despite only 13 HP, I'm going to cast this to the end. SmithZz is going to call it.
GG! Team EnVyUs will be the first team to qualify for DreamHack Bucharest. They will not be forced to go through the last chance qualifier.